On December 16th, Port Commissioners and the public heard details about a proposed $9 million terminal building at the Ken Jerstead Airport. After Executive Director Kevin Greenwood reminded commissioners of the port's goal that all port properties should be financially sustainable on their own, he reviewed past, present, and future airport finances.
So in fiscal year 21, the airport had a highly negative cash flow of about $250,000. Right now, we're about $62,000 in the hole. So the gross income just off the T hangars will absorb that. But there's other opportunities, including the terminal building, that's part of making the airport sustainable. And when it is, it'll be likely one of the only municipally owned airfields in the Northwest that is sustainable.
After describing what organizations and who uses the airport, Kevin moved on to make the pitch about why we need this $9 million terminal.
It's also a critical gap in our community's emergency operation plan, because in 2024, there was a massive winter event, and we actually lost our county emergency operations center, and there really wasn't a backup. And so this facility that we're going to be talking about can really serve as that backup and be the primary location for air support. So this is the 6,300 square foot facility. And as you can see, there's places for people to sit, but this is designed in such a way to decrease the utilities. It's supposed to be it would be a LEED standard building without the actual certificate. This is the first floor. There's a community room that the gliding club could use. Other community groups could use that at the airfield. This is the second floor, and as you can see, there's small office spaces on the second floor, and these would be separate from any of the public activities down below. So if there was some type of an event where there was a need for the emergency operations center, this wouldn't interfere with those activities on the main. Next slide. Resiliency. So the 2024 winter storm event, that is the genesis from this EDA grant opportunity. And so this funding really is focused on this winter storm. And so all the backup generators, batteries, electrical infrastructure, all become very important components for the scoring of this grant application. So if all of the surrounding area were to go down, electricity, everything, this place would still be able to operate and assist and support our law enforcement and other community members. There could be opportunities for some shelter, again, staging space for pilots, first responders, emergency personnel. And again, just strengthens the county's aviation access and keeping the lifelines open during emergency events. So the construction budget, and we were a little taken aback when we had Some Design produce the cost estimate for this. One note on these costs: the dollar amounts are for January of 2027 construction. So that's actually not today dollars; they're future dollars. Alternates, which is has the CREP, that 1.2 million. That's all the sustainability and resiliency items, and so that's all the things like the PVs and solar panels, the batteries. So that's a standalone alternate, so we can kind of see what those costs are. On the revenue side, there's the EDA Public Works program. That's what the main grant application that we're putting out shortly. There's the $500,000 from the Lower Handle Mill sale that was identified last month. There's been some pretty surprising and discussion about donations being placed into this facility.
That's our current target.
Yeah, that's the target. And so we've shared this. We're looking at trying to find ways to reduce the cost to this. But that's our standing budget right now.
Many of the pilot community that we've talked to have pointed out that there are aspects of this facility that seem a little outsized for the community and the needs here. One thing with this facility as designed and as you've seen it is that there isn't enough money for the hangar space. which would be that kind of larger space that could be used for emergency shelter, be like the flex space could be used for different things, more flexible space. What we'd like to do right now is go back to some design and say, we think that we can reduce the size of the restroom. We think that we can maybe possibly just eliminate the second floor, basically reduce the footprint, reduce the size, reduce the cost, and hopefully get in at least one big hangar. Because that combination of perhaps having a smaller, more modest facility with a big hangar is going to give us more utility for all these different things that we're trying to do.
Sorry, were you looking though for direction to approve Kevin to go back to the architect and make sure that the size is correct for you?
I think we discussed it, and like I said, that's within his budget authority. But I would just feel better as a commission direction to staff that everybody feels good about that. That's reasonable.
I think it's reasonable. It'd be nice to have options.
Yeah, if I could jump in, Commissioner Thomas, a motion saying that the port is committed to the full 9 million and having that in the record would be helpful.
Yeah.
Because then we can actually take the adopted minutes.
Yeah.
And have that in.
And that'll help us get our grant money from our various entities, so I would like to make a motion that the Port of Hood River is committed to, the full cost of this project, as we have it today.
I would just say, a motion to authorize the full commitment to the terminal project budget.
Okay. I move that the Port of River authorize a commitment to the full project budget for the terminal building. Is that good enough?
That's good.
I think that was it.
Okay, thank you.
I'll second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
So,
Oh,
hey, I'm sorry. I don't know so what you're saying you're wanting us to vote on is that we support the cost of the terminal building at $9.08 million right now. That includes the contingency and the January 2027 dollars. But we all just discussed that we want it to be less money.
Yes.
So I don't know if a vote is really what I don't know so to be honest, I'm not going to vote for that because I think it's a little bit larger than we need. So is there a way to say upon approved plans, we will support the project moving forward at the budget that it is foreseen at the appropriate scope? Is there a way to rewrite it so that it doesn't, because yes, I understand federal money last in, but a $9 million project right now, I think is not necessarily what is needed for the services that we just discussed. So I just wanted to be clear about what we're voting for.
One thought on that. So the initial cost estimate that we received was actually 10 million. Mm-hmm. And that included 3 million and change for a hangar, a pretty good sized hangar. So we decided to pull that one out. That's how we got the 7.1 million for just the terminal building. So the idea is to pull back the cost of the 7.1, reduce the size of the larger hangar. And so frankly, I think the project, and Tori, you correct me, is probably still going to be close to 9.
It might be.
With the hangar.
It might
because
be.
The hangar's not there now.
That's correct.
And based if you want the flex space.
That's correct.
It's probably going to still to get there, but we'd reduce the size of the terminal.
So could we agree that we're approving the commitment to continue to move forward, knowing that we will then meet as a commission once we have further details and clarification?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Is that a better way of stating that, Catherine?
I would second that, yes.
Final.
Yeah, because we're very early in the process. I mean, we still got room to fine tune things.
Yeah, just approving the continuance of moving forward.
I think that would be great.
Okay.
So
then I can make a motion that we will approve the continuance of Kevin to move forward in this process to secure a terminal building.
And a financial commitment. It'd be nice to have the financial commitment component.
yes. Is it enough to say we're committed to seeing the project completed without naming a number?
Yeah, I think that's probably the best we're going to get tonight.
Okay.
I think for our grant application, I think, yeah, Megan, you would have a,
I will offer just an example of language that you have approved in the past for another EDA grant for the roundabout.
Okay,
And I could share this with you too, but the last says, whereas it says the Port of Hood River has available local matching funds to fulfill its share of the financial obligation related to this grant application, should the grant funds be awarded and a grant contract approved. Then now therefore be it resolved, the Board of Commissioners of the Port of Hood River as follows. Says the Board of Commissioners authorizes submission of the grant application to EDA, name of grant program for this purpose. So
I would like to make that motion.
yeah,
very close.
there's no dollar
Yeah.
values
Yeah.
in this one.
Okay.
Yeah, can we make that motion for the,
was that 2017 or something?
This was in 2021.
21, okay.
Yeah.
that's perfect.
Yeah, that's perfect.
And that was
Yes.
successful. And that was a successful
Yeah.
grant application. So,
It shows commitment and then, but the final thing was, final approval.
Yeah, right, it's contingent upon us getting funding, so we're not committing in a vacuum. So, okay, would you like to make that motion for this? Okay,
I would like to move
I-
to approve. I make a motion to approve the verbiage that Megan recently stated. Referencing
Yes.
the 2021 EDA grant
for this project.
for this project.
Okay, second, great.
Okay, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 awesome. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
That was challenging.
It's okay.
Let's hope that the next meeting brings clearer information about the actual costs and projected revenues for the terminal hangar option. We heard that the new T hangars will make existing airport operations break even or perhaps even be profitable, but there were no details on estimated revenues or new costs for the proposed option 3. We need more time spent by port commissioners asking hard questions about ongoing financial implications for new construction rather than debating how to word a grant application. Thanks for listening and happy 2026.